Why Facebook can completely change your solar power company around. I mean, there's so many ways to get leads in a solar power company specifically, and I've tried most of them. So I'm going to quickly explain like the best ways and the worst ways to generate leads. There's all the traditional ways, that is telemarketing, which can be quite good if you have a dialer system. So in order for telemarketing to work properly, you need to be making the telemarketers be making enough calls. If you're doing it manually, like a lot of the smaller companies start, what happens is you end up spending more in wages and than the actual the quantity and the quality of leads that you get from a conversion ratio. So you never really make any money. So telemarketing can be good, but you have to go with a very professional company who has got to put a dialer system, who can get a lot of calls knocked out. But it's still very traditional. I mean, it's really a hope marketing campaign. You're really trying as many people as you can in the hope that they will be in the target market. So, that's the traditional telemarketing standard. There's also door knocking. Now, I found door knocking probably one of the best traditional ways to actually get leads. The good thing about door knocking is you get very highly qualified leads. The problem with door knocking is actually having a team of people who can actually go out regularly and do it, and keeping them motivated and keeping them hyped. And it can be quite costly. So that is the problem with the door knocking side of things. There's also obviously putting adverts in papers, newspapers, all those sorts of things. The ROI you know c- can be okay, but it's just such a sit and wait type of strategy. I mean, you put the advert in the paper and like you just sit around waiting for it. Yeah, I understand you might have it one of many things, other types of strategies. It's just one of them, but still, I mean, we've had ads in the paper before and been, into a contract for 3 or 6 months, and sometimes, luckily, only got one deal out of it. And if we hadn't have got that deal, we would have lost money. So, it's a really traditional, it's a really old school way of doing it, and you're not really hitting your target market. So there's three ways. Obviously, you got yellow pages, all these sorts of things. But what I was really going to talk to you was another one, sorry, was Finn Peacock's leads or solar quotes, Australian solar quotes. Yeah, you can get those sorts of leads, but when we did that, it was a constant fight to try and get money out of customers, because these customers you're actually asking for bargain hunters. That's the type of people you're getting in, the want to shop around. And if you do have a chat with a customer, often they just want to knock you down, or they've got a great alibi and say, well, thanks for your quote, but I've got other quotes coming out, so I'll wait until then first. It's very hard to get around that. So then you've got social media, and this is when I really turned my business around. I had a uh, solar power company from 2010 to 2018, and it didn't really take off until the last few years. Um, and the reason it took off is because I started running Facebook ads. And the reason why Facebook ads is very good, and why you're crazy if you're not using it, is firstly because Facebook ads is targeted. You can actually target the right audience. It's not a hope marketing campaign. Some people get into Facebook just think, no, we'll give it a shot. But Facebook is, like I say, the largest social media platform but out there. But not only that, it's where most of your customers are going to go, who you can actually target. I mean, it's night and day compared to traditional marketing. And if you've ever tried it before and you've had bad results, that's probably because you've got someone who doesn't really know what they're doing it. People open up a business page and just put like post on their business page, but the business page has got no organic reach, so you're not doing anything. In fact, 1% of the total followers in that group will actually even see the post. So you might have like 500 or 600 people in the group, but only one or two people see it, and you think, why is this? Well, it's because it's got no organic reach. A business page is designed to run targeted ads from the back end of Facebook. So if you actually have a business page and someone's managing it for you, yeah, put posts up, but all it really is just an archive for that marketer to go in there and choose what they want to drive to your target market. It's going to be really, really good split testing. So when you're actually driving these ads, we need to be split testing against changes to try and get it right. But you really need to be doing this for 2, 3, 4 months. And what happens is over that time, Facebook's algorithm starts learning using pixel data who your customer is. And it'll actually get to the stage where Facebook's actually able to go out and use all the data points against all your target market to actually identify who's looking for solar power and who's your best customers based on the pixel data. So I mean, it's crazy not to do it. I find a lot of people just don't do it because they've had maybe a bad experience. But we've got several customers now who just like, Caroline, I wish I'd done this months and months and months ago. It's night and day compared to what I was doing. So it's something you need to get into. You need to get into it short, like, on the medium and long term, and pursue it for at least 2, 3, 4 months, because after that, you've got a constant stream of good leads coming in, who are qualified, and who you can just close. You don't even need to do any of that marketing, just that. So I hope that's been helpful anyway. Reach out if there's anything you want to discuss. Um, but at the end of the day, whether it's running Facebook ads or whether you've actually got a sales funnel and you also have your own traffic that you can put through there, we build sales funnels as well for a lot of people. If you want to manage that yourself, but for heaven's sake, don't just keep doing traditional methods. Like, you'll never get ahead. You just won't, especially with the margins in solar now. I mean, you really have to be making, at least 2 grand, 1.5 grand of each deal. I've been speaking to people who are making 500, 600. You can't scale a business that way. You just can't. There's too many overheads. You just never get ahead. You need hundreds and hundreds of sales. So I hope that's helpful anyway. Reach out if you want to have a chat, and have a nice day. Thanks.